Want to create a character of your own and draw them, but you don't know how? Want to know what the process is like to make an appealing character design from conception? The design process is referred to as solving a design problem. That problem being, well, what should a character look like? As a character designer, you're often given little information like my protagonist has green eyes and white hair, and it's your task to create an appealing design from those scraps. So, how is it done? That requires knowing your design process, and this video is to help you craft your own by recovering the principles. To begin, we will form a triangle. You need the archetype, the trope, and the spin. The first component we can look at is the archetype, which is most general, and is essentially a character's alignment and basic themes. Some examples could be the hero, the villain, the outlaw, the lover, or a lot of other archetypes. The next component is the trope, which is probably the most familiar. Tropes make a character familiar to others by giving them a title. For example, different tropes might be a zombie, a pirate, a scientist, or etc. The third part of the triangle in character design is the spin. The spin takes a character that is familiar and makes them unique. For example, a spin can make a character imperfect, like adding flaws and weaknesses that develop them into a character that is one of a kind. From this framework, we then start putting down basic shapes to create a silhouette. The triangle mentioned earlier is applied here. The process is iterative, so multiple variants are needed to work through your ideas to find an appealing compromise. Don't get wrapped up in sticking to only one concept. Think of shape language when you're making these figures. Is your character more heroic, villainous, timid, maybe confident? The way you use shapes will impact how your character is visually read by the audience. Generally here is when you talk with your client, but for the sake of the video, we'll continue. When you have your shapes down, then you build upon that rough silhouette by adding details on top. This is when you incorporate features that relate to your character's backstory visually. Character designers will submit 100 different ideas before one is approved by an employer.